Hi, welcome to Audiobook Academy. This is a self-paced audiobook. There's no need to keep an eye on things. Just pay attention. Thank you for taking the time to listen. This is a book summary of SuperLife by Darin Olien. As a superfood hunter and nutritionist, Darin Olien teaches us about the 5 factors that determine whether we'll be healthy, fit, and at our best. It's important to note, however, that Olien isn't your average nutritionist. Known as the superfood hunter, he travels the world to indigenous communities in search of the healthiest and most nutritious foods. He's also a co-host of the Netflix documentary series Down to Earth with Zac Efron. This bite-sized book contains all of Olien's knowledge about nutrition and health. With his emphasis on plant-based eating and healthful lifestyle choices, Olien goes further than many of his peers. One of the most important things we can do to improve our health is to eat healthfully. With a master's degree in exercise physiology and psychology, Olien is well versed in a wide range of diet and wellness-related topics. Healthy living can be boiled down to just 5 life forces: nutrition, alkalization, hydration, oxygenation and detoxification. This is what Olien teaches in his book, SuperLife, The New Science of Healthy Living. He provides us with the most recent scientific research on each factor, and he summarizes the most important points at the end of each chapter. A simple to-do list like this can be helpful for anyone who is interested in improving their health by changing the way they eat and live. We'll take a quick look at each of these vital life forces and offer some suggestions for how to put them into practice. When it comes to improving your health, this book may be just the ticket if you're looking for more than just a simple eat your fruits and vegetables storyline to get your teeth into. Nutrients are life force 1. Fresh, clean, and wholesome food is essential if we want to maintain a healthy, youthful appearance and state of mind. When we eat a plant-based, whole foods diet, we provide our bodies with essential nutrients at the cellular level. Approximately 70 trillion cells make up our bodies. Moreover, cells require macronutrients such as protein, carbohydrates, and fats. These are the building blocks of life, and they power every cell in our bodies. That, however, is only the beginning. Our bodies require a wide range of other necessities, many of which are just as important. Microbes, minerals, salts, enzymes, antioxidants, and coenzymes are just a few examples of the myriad substances that make up a healthy diet. Because science is constantly discovering new things, it's difficult to keep track of all of them. All of them are too numerous for us to recall. If we want to feed our bodies the nutrients they require to function properly, what should we be eating? We can get everything we need by simply eating a plant-based, whole food diet. Let's take a closer look at this. "We are what we eat" is a phrase we've heard before. But have we ever stopped to think about what our food actually eats? Food absorbs, metabolizes, and excretes nutrients as it grows and develops. Plant-based diets allow us to absorb what they eat, and what they eat according to Olien is pretty cool, according to the author. Soil, which we call dirt, is a mysterious substance that plants use to absorb the energy of a star that's 93 million miles away. A soil is the most underappreciated substance on the planet, says Olien. Microorganisms that ingest and excrete waste, minerals, vitamins, metals, and many other necessary components are all found here. As a result, a clean, whole fruit or vegetable serves as a go-between, allowing us to take in nutrients from both the sky above and the ground below. What does the term whole refer to? Eating the whole fruit or vegetable in its natural state is what this means. Olien, on the other hand, does not mean food that is clean. It has long been assumed that dirt is the dirtiest object food comes into contact with. Organic or wild harvested produce that is free of pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers is considered clean. In addition, we should make an effort to include a serving of raw vegetables or fruit in each of our daily meals, think salad and smoothies. Many beneficial enzymes and microbes are destroyed during cooking. It's also essential that we eat a wide variety of plant-based foods to ensure that we get all the macro and micronutrients we require. Olien also stresses the importance of obtaining our essential nutrients from whole foods rather than pills. Creating a tablet with all the health benefits of broccoli would be a multi-million-dollar business. However, there is no substitute for eating a diet rich in whole foods. The majority of dietary supplements we take don't even make it to our bloodstreams. In our bodies, they're in a form that we don't recognize or can efficiently break them down. So say goodbye to the drugstore and hello to broccoli. Also, keep in mind that every morsel counts. You can either be healthy or unhealthy by what you put in your mouth. In Eat, Move, Sleep, Tom Rath teaches us that we can buy willpower at the supermarket. Life force 2, hydration. In our bodies, 2/3 of our bodies are made up of water, which is a vital component in every type of tissue we have. Every system and every event in our bodies relies on water, and nothing can occur without it. Every nutrient, hormone, chemical, messenger, enzyme, electrolyte, and brain pulse travels through it. What happens to a car battery if it runs out of water? Just like with any other vehicle. Dead. This power is off. We are no exception. As water, the brain and nervous system make up 86% and 98% of our bodies, respectively. Our immune system is also powered by water. White blood cells produced in the bone marrow are transported to our tissues by this system to help fight disease. Toxic and carcinogen-carrying lymphatic fluid is transported to the lymph nodes by water, which aids in their removal. We can't cleanse our bodies without adequate hydration. The list of jobs that water does puts other organs to shame, and just like any other organ, water supply can be healthy and functioning well, or it can be insufficient to do its job right, says Olien. We aren't getting enough water in our lives, despite how beneficial it is. 7% of adults, according to a survey conducted by the Federal Center for Disease Control, say they don't drink water on a daily basis. Only 22% of those polled said they drank more than 8 cups a day, and 36% said they drank 2 to 3 glasses a day. This means that 4 out of every 5 of us are dehydrated. Drinking between 3 and 4 liters of water each day is the ideal amount. You may want to reconsider relying on thirst as a cue that it's time to drink. It is likely that our bodies have been dehydrated for some time if we experience dry mouth symptoms. And that's a bad thing. The effects of even mild dehydration can have a negative impact on our ability to concentrate, perform at our best, and even affect our moods. The only water Olien will drink is filtered or distilled with the natural salt our bodies require, and this is the only water he will drink. The Environmental Working Group discovered hundreds of pollutants in drinking water across the United States in 2009. A wide variety of toxins can be found in ordinary tap water, including pesticides, medications, radiation, and feces from both humans and animals. Everything that comes into contact with water becomes a part of it. As a result, it has been referred to as the universal solvent. The hydration and detoxification potential we're hoping to achieve for optimal health can't be achieved by drinking the same water every day, says Olien. When it comes to our health, water quality has a significant impact. Olien warns us against drinking tap water because of this. Instead, we must make the extra effort to only consume filtered, distilled water, which is much healthier for us in the long run. Distilled water has only one drawback: it removes all of the water's impurities and minerals. A half teaspoon of Himalayan crystal salt can be added to a gallon of water to replenish the minerals that have been lost. It's also not a good idea to use commercially bottled water that has been supplemented with vitamins or other additives, as these often contain sugars or other additives that aren't healthy. Oxygenation is life force number 3. I bet this is the first time someone has ever asked you this. Is it easier for you to take a breath horizontally or vertically? Our shoulders lift, vertically, and tighten as we inhale, which is typical of most of us who are vertical breathers. When we breathe vertically, we take shallow breaths that do not completely fill our lungs. We can more fully fill our lungs by breathing horizontally, which causes our ribcage to expand out to the sides and our diaphragm to descend. Even mild dehydration and shallow breathing can put us at risk of oxygen deprivation. Circulation issues are a side effect, as is poor digestion and a host of other symptoms, including headaches, dizziness, depression, memory loss, irritability, and an acidic stomach. This, according to Olien, is what gives life its power. In fact, it's something we take for granted, a kind of life force. How long can you hold your breath for? Because we can survive for 2 months on food, 2 weeks on water, and at most 4 minutes on oxygen, this tells us something. We all know we need oxygen, but how many of us are able to articulate why this is so? Our primary source of fuel is food. When we don't have enough oxygen, we can't absorb the nutrients from our food. Sugars are present in all of our meals. These sugars are broken down by oxygen once they enter our cells. Cellular processes are fueled by this release of energy. Nothing gets done if you don't have access to oxygen. Oxygen deprivation poses a serious risk to one's health. Dr. Arthur C. Guyton, author of the highly regarded medical textbook Medical Physiology, is quoted by Olien. When it comes to chronic illness, a lack of oxygen in the cells is the root cause, in his words. However, we obtain oxygen in other ways as well, such as through ingestion of food and drink. We can increase our oxygen levels by eating a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, raw leafy greens, and water. Fresh, raw fruits and vegetables, as well as seeds and nuts, have the highest concentrations of oxygen. It's important to keep in mind that cooking speeds up the oxidation process of anything we consume. Some examples of non-oxygen producing foods include animal products, processed foods and sugar. These foods have been shown to further deplete our oxygen levels, according to research. Additionally, staying active is critical. When engaging in physical activity, it is imperative that we breathe deeply and deliberately. Exercising in the fresh air, which is abundant in nature, is also the most beneficial. In the event that we can't get outside as much as we'd like, we can bring the outdoors into our own homes. Plants help to purify and oxygenate the air in our homes by sprinkling them around. According to research, patients who have plants in their rooms in the hospital recover faster than those who don't. Life Force 4, Alkalinization. Corrosion occurs when something is exposed to acid. The concept of alkalization, on the other hand, is more difficult to visualize. As a result, alkalization is by far the least well understood of all the life forces. The pH balance of food is an important consideration. The pH scale has a range of 0 to 14. It takes 7.0 to be neutral. Although the scale is logarithmic instead of arithmetic, this is a significant difference. To put it another way, every single point is 10 times more or 10 times less than the point next to it. We can make much better health decisions with a little help from scientific arithmetic. Dissolved water's pH, 7.0, is higher than Coca 2.5. Colorless carbonated sugar water is 50,000 times more acidic than pure water, if you will. A buildup of acid in our bodies causes our cells to become inflamed. Alkalinity, on the other hand, has a calming effect on the human body. Having an alkaline pH balance helps the body's cells remove toxins, pathogenic microorganisms, and metabolic waste more efficiently. The rest of our body, excluding our stomach, needs to be slightly alkaline in order to function properly. Blood's pH should be between 7.35 and 7.45, whereas the pH of the stomach ranges from 2.0 to 3.0, extremely acidic, because it requires a lot of acid to digest and liquefy our food. Have you ever had heartburn? That's the body's way of telling us that we've taken in too much acid. An antacid is usually the first thing we reach for when we experience heartburn or acid reflux. A common ingredient in antacids is calcium, which has the alkalinizing effect of the mineral. In our stomachs, where we need high acid levels for proper digestion, this alkalizing mineral goes straight to our stomachs. Even though we may not be aware of it, some of our habits interfere with our body's natural processes. Fresh leafy greens, colorful vegetables, avocado, almond, and cold-pressed oils such as olive oil are all good sources of minerals. Even though they taste acidic, limes and lemons have an alkalizing effect on our bodies. Foods that are either acidic or alkaline are listed in the book's index. Most beans, lentils, and peanuts are slightly acidifying, which is a surprise for a healthy food. Vegetable and whole grain proteins are also slightly acidic. This is true of any protein source. Weak acids, on the other hand, are more easily neutralized by our bodies in plant-based foods. To put it simply, oxygenation and alkalization are inseparable. We quickly become too acidic if we don't have enough oxygen. Above all else, our mental health needs to be taken care of in addition to our physical well-being. Cortisol and other stress responses are acidifying, for example, if you don't get enough sleep or worry too much. So Olien's advice: surround yourself with people who inspire you and make you laugh and speak honestly and truthfully about what's going on in your life, is what I'm going to do. Detoxification is the fifth life force. No one ever squeals with joy when it's bin day. Taking the trash out isn't a pleasant task. For our poor bodies, however, every day is trash day. In order to keep us safe and clean, our bodies perform an enormous amount of work. Trash is removed from our bodies by our sweat glands, lungs, liver, kidneys, lymphatic system, intestinal microbes, and bladder. When it comes to removing toxins, the liver and kidneys are the real heroes. Toxins and other foreign invaders are removed by them, which makes them an important first line of defense for the human body. Toxins and other waste are transported by white blood cells to the lymphatic system, where they are destroyed. The only problem is that in today's world, they have to put in extra hours. The modern world exposes us to a bewildering array of unidentified chemicals and potentially harmful toxins. The number of chemicals used to process food has been estimated at more than 10,000, including more than 3,000 solvents, emulsifiers, and preservatives. Even our clothing, personal care, and even the environment are tainted by industrial additives and irritants. Olien claims that we have created an entirely new habitat that does not support human health, and we now live in it. Toxic substances and forces of all kinds are constantly being hurled at us. So, what do we have left to do? By cutting back on alcohol and other narcotics, as well as processed foods, we can reduce the strain on our organs. We can also seek assistance from the forces that once ruled the world. Our immune system can't function properly unless we eat a lot of iron, copper, zinc, folic acid, coenzyme Q10, and vitamins A, B, C, and E. However, rather than rushing to the pharmacy, consider making food thy medicine. A strong, healthy, well-fed body is an unfriendly environment for disease, says Olien. However, if the body is out of balance and in need of repair, or if it's acidic or dehydrated or oxygen depleted or lacking the proper nutrients, we open ourselves up to harmful bacteria and even carcinogens. As a result, ensuring the health of all our vital energies is essential if we are to achieve our goals. If we are going to welcome or repel illness, it is up to us to set up a conducive environment through our tendencies, eating habits, and stress levels, as Olien points out. In the end, Olien's laid-back California surfer vibe is evident in his writing style. The science of living a healthy lifestyle is explained in an easy-to-understand manner in SuperLife. Skeptics can rest assured knowing that he backs up his claims with solid evidence. For the practicals, he provides a list of steps that can be taken to improve our health by enhancing each life force. This doesn't mean we should only take care of ourselves when we become ill. It's all about living a healthy lifestyle and avoiding disease. Maximizing our body's healthy and natural healing potential means focusing on 5 simple forces: good nutrition, adequate hydration, effective detoxification, adequate oxygenation and alkalinity. There is no need for a lengthy and cumbersome procedure. All we need to do is eat healthfully, drink plenty of water, and breathe properly. We have the ability to nourish, regenerate, energize, and heal ourselves, says Olien. All because of the abundance of fresh air, water, and food. One of the great things about the 4 life forces is that if we get one right, we can support the others. If we fail to maintain one of these life forces, it can have a domino effect on the others, ultimately harming our health over the long term. Today's decisions have a long-term impact on our health and well-being. Once we know what healthy choices to make, we repeat them over and over, says Olien. Thus, a healthy lifestyle can be adopted. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Please don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in next audiobook.